Cuties, and welcome back to a brand new season of Spicy Babies. I am Saaniya. I'm here with Z and Roxy. We are recording at Poddster Studios in Dubai, and it's a wonderful studio to record your podcasts. And today's episode is going to be about researcher.
Interracial dating.
Interracial dating. But I feel like before we start on that, because we've had a whole summer in between, we were apart. Z went off and did her own thing. I went off and did my own thing. Roxy went off and did her own thing. So we're just going to kind of have a little tiny gist about what all of us did. Shall we start with Z?
Well, I missed you guys firstly. 3 months. Okay, I was away for 3 months. What did I do?
3 months.
Mostly I spent it in France because I'm desperately trying to speak French. So I did a bit of French, and then I spent 6 weeks in Montpellier, which is a city in the south of France, and did an immersive French experience. Do I speak French? I think I'm marginally better.
I mean, I'm sure they're interested in how you went to France to learn to speak French, but can we just address the bald elephant in the room? Z went bald.
Oh yeah, I went bald too.
Z had a Britney moment.
Well, did I have a Britney moment? I had a practicality moment. Well, my hair was like some crazy color, and I was like, I can't be bothered to keep maintaining it, so I just shaved it off. What's so crazy about that?
You
had a Britney moment.
You
So
shaved
crazy.
it off because of a crazy color.
And I just shaved it off and decided to bugger off for like 2 months somewhere by myself, and
That's
learn
not
French.
a Britney moment.
Nothing
I don't
was
know
wrong.
what
It feels like a Britney moment where you ran away from home for 3 whole months and nobody saw you, and then you just came back bald.
I got issues. I'm working through them.
All right, Roxy, what do you do?
What did I do? I was here mostly, and then I went to Thailand for a week as well.
That's fun.
It was nice.
Okay.
I saw a drag show. It was the best thing ever.
I was in London. I went for my UK tour, and I might as well say this now. The last time we recorded our podcast, I fell in love. I went into this crazy whirlwind romance, and crazy enough, it started the day we recorded the Soulmates episode. Right after that, I went and met somebody who I thought was my soulmate, and he broke my heart horribly. There's a whole reel about one of the jokes I made about it on Instagram. And then I went on tour, and then I was heartbroken throughout my tour, and it was a really interesting experience. I got so many tattoos. There's one that's a devil cupid. I had my Britney moment too, but I would never go bald. I'm not crazy.
Why? You
I
did
can't-
cut your
I
hair
can't
though.
pull off bald, huh?
You did cut your hair though.
I cut my hair when I
Everybody
came back.
can pull off bald. It's apparently my hairdresser told me, the guy who shaved it all off said it's about your nose.
I got some tattoos, which I've talked about on my Instagram. I got a second Cupid. So this is the devil Cupid, and the second Cupid is supposed to be about self-love. But now that he's healed, he looks like he has Down syndrome.
I don't know if you can say that.
Why? It's not a bad thing. I think it makes it special.
Okay.
She thinks it looks like Down. I don't think it looks like he has Down.
He looks like he has Down syndrome.
I don't think so.
That's okay. I don't mind that. It's a special Cupid.
All right, special
The
Cupid.
self-love.
realised there's Halo now, you know.
Yeah, it's cute. Yeah.
You were gone for how long, Sonia?
I was gone the first time around for a month, and it was crazy. I did all of these shows. I did my solo show at the Comedy Store in London, and I did my solo show in a bunch of places. I went to Birmingham. I went to Scotland.
Oh, yes,
I
you
went to
did remember.
Ireland. Wow, Northern Ireland. I've never been in my life. It was amazing. I went to Manchester. I just had the greatest time. But I was also like really upset. But I had a great time. It was also like really sad. And then I went for a Taylor Swift concert, and then we made friendship bracelets, and my bracelet says, "I can do it with a broken heart." Because I did. Because that's one of her songs. It was like a character arc journey, where I started at point A and then I ended up at point B, and I think I grew a lot during this tour as a person. Yeah, fuck men. I'm kidding. No fucking men. I mean, yes, if you have that intimate relationship with them, you can. Anyway,
So we all had growth over the summer. I think we did. I think we had a period where we took
you
a
had
step
hair
back.
growth.
My hair
Or lack of hair growth.
That's all.
She had thigh growth.
Oh, yes, tiger.
Thigh growth.
Yes.
In my pants.
I was about to say, legitimately, yes, say hello to my little
Hey, man.
friend.
Thailand.
People have
Thailand.
experiences
Did you
in
go to
Thailand.
strip show?
I didn't go to a strip show, but I went to a drag show.
Peep show.
which was
Oh,
the
right.
best
Did they
thing
show the
ever.
thingies?
No. It
Okay.
was literally just music and choreography
Fun.
and dancing. I fucking loved it.
Have you been to a peep show in Thailand before?
I've never seen a strip show.
Not a strip show. It's a peep
I've
show,
never
right?
seen
Oh,
any
the peep
show.
and ping pong
I've
stuff.
never
Ping pong
seen
show,
any
yes.
show where
Ping
people are
pong.
naked because it makes me extremely uncomfortable.
Why?
What do you mean? Are the
I've
people
been to
naked?
strip clubs. Strip
No,
clubs, I
not
don't mind. But I wouldn't go to like a ping pong show. I
Yes,
just feel
do
like
you-
it's perverse.
I did go to a place called Coyote Ugly in London.
No.
And it has these very empowered women doing very empowered things.
Did you watch Coyote Ugly? You watched the
I
film,
loved
right?
Coyote Ugly,
Yeah,
the film, but I did not know it was a real life thing. And I went to this place, and these women, this one woman, she was so fucking empowered. She wore this like, she wore this T-shirt that said, "I love manipulating men," and I was like, wow. And then she's dancing like in a very sexy way.
This is a sexy way.
Not
in case
like
nobody
this.
got it.
Obviously, I can't do it, but it was a very It was I was just there like the
Coyote,
whole
pretty.
time. They were not naked, but they were very sexy and empowered.
Ooh.
Yeah,
What
this is
that?
not a ping
Off
pong
screen,
show.
you're gonna have to tell me
No.
what she means by empowered.
Empowered, like they don't give a fuck.
They
you
shaking
know?
their ass, and that's
They're
all they,
shaking
you
the
know.
booty. They're doing everything.
Yeah.
They love it. They
Shaking
enjoy
like
it.
they-
They're
stripper-
enjoying being
stripper.
women.
Yeah, I don't enjoy being a woman some days. It's hard.
Well,
It's
you know
hard
what? When
work.
you're on your period and stuff, I don't think anybody can enjoy it.
Yeah, and right now we're period sisters.
I feel like, so you know how women sync up when they get their periods? I think I've become a super syncer because like every woman I know, like who I hang out with is now synced with my period. And I'm just like, did I do this?
Super sing.
You're the
think
one
I
who
did it.
screwed me over 6 days early. Can't
Yeah, I
believe
feel
it.
like, I
didn't know
feel
that
like
was a
I have
thing.
made the world a slightly more dangerous place.
Slightly more.
I love how that would be her superpower. I make
Slightly more
period,
bloody
people's
place.
periods.
I just
yeah.
make women all filled with rage at the same time. It's very exciting.
No, but like
much
unstable rage because you'll be angry and then you'll be like,
Do you know what I do on my period? I like watch the X Factor or America's Got Talent.
just auditions.
And then I watch the golden buzzer moments and then I just cry. It's really great.
I don't know why whenever I'm with my parents,
This
we
is what I
only
do.
watch
I
the
just-
golden buzzer stuff.
Golden buzzer moments are just so emotional and you're like, yes, you
But
deserve
some of them
that.
don't deserve it. Some of them get golden buzzer. I'm like, that was just
No,
a
the golden
sympathy
buzzer
one.
always deserves it.
No,
Dude.
there's some that were really bad,
Fake. They're all fake.
or they just got it because it's like a charity.
Have you seen the one in which it's like a disabled person, like a Helen Keller moment, where they can't see, speak, nothing, but somehow they're like amazing musicians, and you're like, how? And
Because
just-
one of
they
their
deserve the
senses
golden
compensate for the other sense.
No, but then they get the golden buzzer, and I'm sure they don't even know, because they are deaf, blind, dumb, everything. How do they know? They don't even know.
Oh, I've never seen that. I thought you just
I'll
mentioned
send you
the
links.
person's blind
seen
and they're
that.
It's
singing.
very crazy. All right, shall we begin?
Right. Back to
Oh.
interracial dating. Okay.
Interracial dating.
Why did we want to cover this topic?
I think because we live in the Middle East and we all live in a place where we did not grow up, and we have each done our own kind of intermingling with the other races. Well, okay, you know what? Whoever's going to be that douchebag and say there's only one race, the human race, fuck off. Okay, just don't. You know what we're talking about. We are Indians. Z is German Indian, but born raised in England. Roxy is Iranian, but born England, then moved about a bit. She's been around.
Yes,
Wow, she's saying that about herself. I'm Indian, and then I moved here, and I had never dated anyone who was not an Indian until I came to Dubai, and I met a lot of non-Indians. So it's been an interesting experience, and I think we all have like opinions about this because we've all
Been there.
done it, done
Done it,
interracial
done
dating.
them.
Yes.
Also, I think it's an important issue.
Issue.
Well, because I have to pull up my
Is it
stats.
an issue, Z? Do
No,
you think we
it's
should be
it's not an important issue.
maintaining our bloodlines?
Yes, we need to become pedigrees.
It's an important topic to talk about because the trend in the world is going more and more and more towards interracial relationships. And I think eventually what we're going to end up being is a world full of non-singular race people, right?
Just beige people. That's what Russell Peters said, right?
Beige.
One
Yeah.
day everyone's just going to be beige.
Well, China and India is like 3 billion population together, isn't it?
Funny enough, Asians are actually the highest percentage of interracially mixed relationships.
Asians?
Asians will be in a
They have like a whole fetish attached to them. There's no Indian fetish.
Wait, hold on. When
How
we're
come
saying
there's an Asian
Asians,
fetish and this is racism?
Yeah, but Asian.
Why is there no Indian fetish?
I think
On
there
Pornhub?
is.
No.
Oh, on Pornhub.
But like anyway, where people are like, oh my god, this person has an Asian fetish. I've never heard anyone say they have an Indian fetish.
That's true.
It's
No, but I do know a lot of guys who are like really into Indian chicks.
Who?
I don't know. But they're
Every
out
guy
there.
who I've dated has been like, you're the first Indian I find like I'm like into.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm just like, that's very racist.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's so mildly like a backhanded compliment, isn't it?
It really is.
I feel like it's because, unfortunately, obviously, we live in a world of stereotypes as well. And there's a lot of stereotypes about Indians. Obviously, it's billion population plus country, continent. And unfortunately, a lot of people have negative stereotypes, much like most stereotypes, which are usually negative. Let's start with the dating stereotypes. So we want to talk about how the perception of dating somebody in East culture versus Western culture. What do you think the difference are?
Ooh, I think it's quite a clash if you actually grew up in the East and then you start dating a Western person. Like, my ex, the one I was in a relationship with for 8 years, was the first white guy I ever did. I married him. I enjoyed the experience a lot, obviously. So I married him. And for me, the biggest shock was 2 moments. One was when I first met his parents. And obviously, being the polite, good little Indian girl that I am, I called them auntie, uncle. Auntie and uncle. That's in India. Out of respect for strangers, you call them auntie and uncle. You know? Not your in-laws. When you get married, you can call them mummy, daddy, whatever you want. But maybe not daddy, now that I think about it. But anyway, I called them auntie, uncle. And they were like, whoa. Obviously, they were British. And I was like, auntie. And she was like, what do you mean? And she was like, I'm not your auntie. And I was
Did she
like,
actually say that?
yeah. And I was like, no, this is out of respect. And she was like, no. And then she said, call me by my name. And let's pretend her name was Gloria. She was like, call me Gloria. And I was like, nope.
Did you ever call her by her name?
No. So then I started calling her Mrs. Let's say her surname was Smith. I was like, Mrs. Smith. And then she was like, no, not even that. So then I was like, oh. Then I just started calling her hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you trying to.
Just hello.
In our culture, it's very disrespectful to call elderly people by their names. That is disrespectful. In yours, it's the same?
Yeah.
What do you call them? Auntie? Uncle? Like a normal...
We do, but like in Farsi. So it'll be like khale or...
Yeah, but if you meet a white person...
Yeah, I would say auntie and uncle.
Auntie and uncle, like a normal
or
person.
Mrs. whatever their surname is.
Mrs. Yeah,
If they're
Mrs.
white
Smith,
people,
I
I
tried.
would call them Mr. or Mrs. whatever their surname
But Roxy, your background is you grew up in the UK until what age? Just your whole life?
14, and then I've been here since.
In Dubai. And you have grown up in India since forever. And you moved to Dubai how long ago?
I was fully Indian, full. I moved to Dubai when I was 22.
Okay. And so
13 years ago.
Okay, kind of similar
You
to when
moved
I...
here when you were 22? You were a baby.
Well,
So
similar
I
to
moved
when
here
I
with my
moved.
first job.
Yeah, exactly. Same. So I moved also when I was 22-ish. And so 17 years I've been here now. Yeah, a while.
lot.
Today I had a guy ask me, where are you from? I'm like, I'm British, damn it. So you mentioned the family. Did you find that, did you meet the family when you were also dating?
Yes. So...
Did?
So there were a lot of things in our relationship, that quite surprised me. Number one, I thought, and this is maybe just a stereotype that I had, I thought white people are like very weird about boyfriend-girlfriend name, like labeling boyfriend-girlfriend.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm going to be the cool chick. So we were dating and I never asked because I was like, I don't care, I'm going to be cool chick. And then he used to keep staring at me. And then I was like, what is it? And then he was like, will you be my girlfriend? So I was like, oh, I guess white people are like us too, because in India, we need to define the relationship. In India, we define the relationship in maybe 2 days maximum.
Really?
And that's a little bit long.
Wait, do you need to clarify this? So you define the relationship like, let's say you've gone out on dates together, or you've kissed, or you've hooked up. What's the definition?
Yeah,
Well, usually, at least in my experience, if I've gone on a date with somebody, he should ask me in India. Not now. Now that I've lived here, everything has changed. In India, when I would go on a date with somebody, within a day, he would be like, will you be my girlfriend? And I would be like, I will. And then that's just how it was. And over here, that was quite surprising that he also wanted to define the relationship so quickly. And then I did meet his parents while we were dating. And then I went to England, where he was from, and I met his parents. And as I entered their home, they offered me alcohol, which was insane because in my culture, we don't drink with the parents, at least Muslim Indian culture where I'm from. And my family is pretty liberal, very liberal family.
your family's very liberal.
Yeah, I don't know why in our family alcohol is seen as haram. I mean,
Because
I
it
get
is haram.
Yeah, but like, you know, in our family, culturally wise, okay, we can have one drink, we can have a glass of wine. There are
Yeah, like
people who
everyone
drink.
knows that everyone drinks,
But
but
you
there
just don't
is
do
a
it.
division between the.
right?
My mum, not my dad.
Okay, fair.
My
Because
dad
her
doesn't.
mother is not a Muslim.
Yeah, she cool.
She's a Hindu.
I meant that she's like as a person.
Yeah, but at least within the Muslims, like there's a huge division in the family between like the parents and the kids, where I can never drink with my parents.
Yeah.
And
Smoke as well.
to have that with smoke, yeah, and to have that with like my ex's parents when I first met them, where they just bought a fucking crate of wine. And they were like, all the time, they were like, wine? And I was like, this is so wrong, auntie.
But so good.
Pour me
Yeah,
another.
but also so good
Gloria.
because eventually I was like, this is the life. I don't have to hide anywhere and drink alcohol. In my home, we would be like hiding behind a door, like, is she watching? You know, just to make sure. Even at this age. But
So
it's a weird
with the Eastern culture, did you never introduce or never, like when you were dating a guy, it was just a no-no to meet each other's families?
to what?
To meet each other's like families while
In
you're
India?
dating? Yeah.
In India, I would meet their families maybe within the first 3 days.
What?
I thought you said it was like...
Because they were cousins.
I've never dated my cousin.
Disgusting.
Never dated my first cousin. I'm kidding. Never dated my cousin. Everyone, that was a joke. Okay. No, at least with me, the guys I dated, maybe this is just me.
I think this is a you thing.
But every guy I dated made me meet his mom in like the first 3 days.
Wait, is this when you were like a kid? Like a teenager? Are we talking about teenage days?
Let's say between the ages of 15 and 22.
Okay, Roxy, you when you were dating, did you date in the UK?
What?
When you were
but-
15?
So I'm not a religious person, as we all know, but I'm also not a drinker. And
As we
British
all know.
men find this very strange.
You
I
don't
know
drink at
why
all?
British men. I do, but I'm very light. I dabble
noticed.
in some beer and cider every now and again, but I'm not like a drinker. I won't be like, I have to go to a bar, I have to drink. No, I don't need
How are we friends?
I
I
know.
don't know.
I question it every
That's
day.
what I mean. Like
Every
every time
day.
she tells me she's vegetarian and she doesn't drink alcohol, I'm like, wow, her personality
I
is
don't
amazing.
I
For
don't
me
even-
to like forget these two very
Yeah, yeah.
main characteristics about her, she's such a great person. You just forget.
Just forget all my flaws. But yeah, so I think in the UK, like I liked white guys. I love you white guys. You're great, but you guys you weren't okay with the no drinking thing.
It's difficult, I think.
So that
Maybe
was
they
always a
thought it was
problem.
because you were like super Muslim.
I think they did, but
Could
then
be.
I always expressed that I'm not religious at all. And then so yeah, I think I had a lot. I would say it's not even a value because it's not like I don't drink.
Have you never been a drinker?
No,
Or did you get like just hammered one night and you were like, never again?
no.
Ended up in some...
You've
the
never
first
been a
time-
drinker. Have you ever been drunk?
So one time I got really like I think it was like here. I think I was like 20. I was dating so I was probably like 26. And I was like, oh, let's go for brunch and I'll drink and stuff. And then I remember not feeling anything. And the next day I just felt sick.
You got a hangover without feeling drunk?
I felt tipsy, but I didn't feel anything specific. And then the next day I just felt sick. And I was like, why would anyone do this for fun? I don't understand.
Well, sometimes it's
hangover.
worth it.
Yeah, the only thing I liked was that we ordered McDonald's breakfast. That was it. That was the highlight.
You can do that without drinking too.
That's true. That was my point. So I was like, what's the point? But yeah, to go back to your question, so I never really dated British white boys.
Have you dated Iranians?
Never.
Wow, you really dabbled like far away from.
Never. Wait, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. My very first like boyfriend, he was half Iranian, half local.
Half
Like
local.
Emirati?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
local?
Yeah, here.
Damn, girl.
Yeah, 'cause I was
You be
15.
living on the edge.
half double.
Ooh.
But that was it. Otherwise, no, never an Iranian. I don't think I was ever into Iranian men. Sorry, Iranian men.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of...
I didn't see. What did you do?
I
like
ask her what kind of
African-American
men were
men.
you into? And I already know.
As a
I
black,
like
is the answer
African-American
black
men.
black men?
It's
Hey, yo, I have some statistics
Roxy's
about...
into black guys.
I love black
That-
guys.
and then she went and married an Indian.
And then I went to brown guys. You see, I don't discriminate, guys. I don't see color. I just feel it.
So I was dating. I've dated a few people, and my current French one. It doesn't give. It doesn't matter if you're dating them. You meet the family.
Yeah, French people.
What do you mean you meet the family?
Like you meet the family. Even like my British
dating.
friends growing up. If you were dating somebody, you met the family like on the first time. Go
Yeah,
to the
they're
house.
very
Say
chill.
hello. It's my girlfriend.
This is what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think everybody is like that when they get older. I think when people get older, they become kind of all like, oh, it's a big deal if you meet my family. And then you're like,
I think it's 'cause
did
it's
I
the
say I want to? I don't
seriousness.
want to. It's okay.
Yeah, but
You
do
know?
you think it's because of the fact that, the older we get, the more spread out in the world and just, convenience is not there, that to go and meet the family, it becomes a chore, so it becomes that much more a big
No,
deal?
I think it's just, it becomes, maybe it's like a societal thing. I don't know why meeting the parents is such a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. I take everybody to my aunt's house.
Yeah, you take too many people to your aunt's
It's
house.
meeting the sister that's the issue.
That's the big one.
That is true.
Yeah.
No, for me
That's
as well, my parents are very precious to me, so I wouldn't introduce them to anyone.
Oh, I wouldn't introduce anyone to my parents.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
My
there you
aunt is
go.
different.
She gets to meet all of them.
Yeah. Not all of them. That's not true. She didn't meet. She didn't meet.
Oh shit, you said names.
Well, I didn't meet any of them
I'll cut that out.
Oh, okay.
either.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good job. Living together. In an Indian culture, would you live together with somebody? Iranian culture, let's take the East versions. Would you live together before you, I don't know,
I
got married?
think in our generation, maybe Gen Z would do. I know some millennials do that, but most of the women that I grew up with just had a marriage.
Yeah, I don't
They
think
just got married to their boyfriends though, so it was
Yeah.
quite a liberal. It was a love marriage, but then they didn't live together. They started living together with the whole family too after marriage.
Oh,
Because in India you have joint families.
I can't do joint
So
family.
you don't just live with him, you live with his whole family,
You live
including
with-
his grandparents and his brother and his brother's kids and his
Yeah.
brother's wife.
This is a big thing. This is cohabitating.
Joint families.
Yes.
That's a big
Iranian.
one, right? Would you ever...
No, I could not.
Because
do
you're
joint
married to an
family.
Indian.
Yeah,
And if he had come from a joint family,
that would be a no-no.
you would just say no.
I would just be like, we have to get our own place.
Yeah.
Well, I tried it. Didn't work
You
out.
tried living in a joint family.
You did
Yeah,
a
I
joint
remember.
fam thing.
I did. I mean, it was extenuating circumstances. We didn't really choose it, but I think in the end it was too much for me.
Yeah.
But
But I've got double standards. If it was the other way around, I'd be totally happy. By the way,
yeah, I've already
If
said
it is
this.
the
if
your
it was
way?
me living, if it was me and the hubby living with my family, I'd be like, oh, this is like a dream come true.
I
your
don't... Sorry.
Your family's your dad and your mum.
The mom and dad, yeah.
That's not too bad.
So it wouldn't even be like a huge. Yeah, it would just be them two.
I don't think I could even live with my parents, just me alone right now. I love my independence. I don't think I could. But obviously, when they get old and I
Yeah.
want to help them, someone's not doing too well, of course they
Yeah.
will come live with me. Like
Yeah.
all of my partner's parents, 100% easy.
Yeah.
That's not even a question.
So this is like I think this is a big thing for us. Oh, that's like a big cultural. Oh, should I not go there yet?
because they send their
Yes.
old age homes.
Yeah, like that's like the meanest
That's
thing too.
crazy.
Unless they were a terrible parent to you. But even then,
so
I, don't
I
think that
went
would-
to an old age home to
That's
see
so
the poor
sad.
grandmother. It's very sad.
You're really horrified by this, but I have one of my mom's friends. She's a really good friend of my mom's, and she's British. And she's like, I refuse to go live with my children. I will put myself in an old person's home when I cannot look after myself.
Is she
just,
English?
yeah.
Maybe they
She's
don't
okay
have
with
a good
it.
family though.
Huh?
Maybe they don't. Maybe they're not close.
It's their culture.
they are. They're
Their
close.
culture is go live in old age home. My
Yeah.
parents, my own parents, they were like, maybe we will also. And I was like, what? You just shut up. But obviously, I think they were just trying to test me.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
they're
the
like, is
test
she
to
gonna
see
offer?
just how westernized has this bitch become. You know what I mean? And I passed
they
it. 'cause
never
I was
should
like,
have given her
certainly
that
not.
an American visa.
I don't know. If I was a parent and I had kids and I had the money, I would not want to live with them until I die. I would.
Really?
I
Old
don't say
person's
you
home.
live with them, but you can live next to them.
I would not want to. I'm just like, because I truly believe that your children are your responsibility till they're like 18 years old, and then that's it. They're gone. They are no longer like
That is
you
the
are
most
not each
English
other's lives.
thing that you've ever said or done. That's very
Yeah,
English,
but the
by the
thing
way.
is,
In
in
England,
India,
like 18, get the fuck out.
The whole selling point of having kids, that the people say you should have kids because then who will take care of you when you are old?
Arabs are like this too.
Exactly, and I reject this claim.
I reject this. Too.
I reject it.
I do
Read
it 'cause
Khalil
I
Gibran,
love
people.
my parents.
Read it.
So what are other reasons to
What?
have kids then?
The poet.
So I find this is a very selfish thing because if anything, it's the other way around. If I'm a parent and I've consciously gone out and made a life who didn't ask to be here, you can't expect to do the bare minimum, which is education, whatever the 5 essentials, and then be like, well, now I gave you this, now take care of me.
This is what I mean. It's like a weird investment sort of thing. Like I don't believe in it.
I am not someone's ROI.
Exactly. Exactly. I did not. You didn't. You chose to put me here.
Yeah, I didn't
And then all of a
choose this
sudden, like, it's
life.
like, because I should be grateful that you birthed me. Like,
Yeah, but come on. If your mother needs help, like as if you wouldn't.
oh no, I'll help
you
her
were
out.
twins.
But it's not like I don't know, that whole expectation about you should worship the ground I walk on type, which is
Yeah, I
very
don't
much in
get
Indian
that.
culture. That
That is
Yeah.
Indian
I'm
culture
like,
that you
no.
must respect your elders and you must never argue with them and you must always say that they are right in each and everything.
and
that
this
they
I think is wrong. I think
very, very heavily that
yeah,
way.
I think it's not healthy.
yeah.
And
No, I
I'm
think-
not saying you should argue with them and like, you know, say constantly like say the opposite of whatever they're saying, but you should also like, you're all adults at some point in life, right?
I know, but this is a Westerner speaking right now. Because in
Or is it a
India,
logical
like
person?
this is what I mean. Like when I first started dating outside of my race, outside of Indians, I noticed white people's relationship with their parents is nothing like ours.
Not good, no.
No, it's not. It's not a good or bad thing. It's maybe a good relationship. It's just completely different.
Actually, that's
Like their
lying.
parents actually know who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a huge
Crazy.
very true. Some
Like
of
they
them
know
are
all their
very, very
secrets.
good.
Like
Yeah.
my mom doesn't know. Maybe
It's like a mix of both would
70%
be
of who
really
I am,
good.
she doesn't know. You know?
I feel like it's a mix of both cultures because, like, with Western people, stereotypically, one thing I didn't like with some of my friends who are English growing up was that they're quite rude to their parents, which obviously we would
That's what
never
we
do.
would
I
think it's
noticed
rude.
this.
Yeah.
They swore at their
No,
parents,
no,
and I was
like
like,
swearing. Like we would
whoa.
never do that, even if my
I
mom
would never do
was-
that because then my life would be ended
Yes,
very
that
swiftly by
too,
my mother's
that
slipper.
too.
It would be, I would
Chapel
be
in
dead.
the face, you big
Chapel up my
disgrace.
butthole, everything.
They would just be like, "There's the door. Get out."
Yeah, no, my parents would have, my mother would have, I think, murdered me. Okay, not murdered, but she would have been very upset.
Made sure you were never found.
When I was a kid, all my mom had to do was look at me. And I would just stop doing whatever I was doing. I was just living in fear.
Was your mum bad cop at home?
Yeah. My dad was yes man. He just gave us everything we wanted. He spoiled us. And my mother had to be the bad bitch.
That's the irony, because the rest of his family were like the other way around, right? Except for Popo, she's probably the iron, the stricter one.
So your aunt who's here, obviously it's your dad.
My father's sister.
Both your father's sister. Is she the only sister in that? No. So she's your only paternal auntie.
We have only one. That's why she holds so much power.
She got the power.
I think there is a huge difference in the way that they speak to their parents and the way that we are.
Yes.
I speak to my parents, but at the same time, like I've noticed, like every white guy I've dated has been like, whenever he wants to tell me that he's serious about me, he's like, "I told my mom about you." This is a thing. This is a thing.
It is a thing, though. You tell your mom,
every
and it's
single
like
one.
a thing.
I told my mom.
Yeah, no, it's a thing.
It's cute though.
It is
I
cute.
like it.
But I personally, I mean, I wish I had that closeness. I mean, I have it with my mom now, but there's still like the gray area of like bedroom where, you know, you kind of feel awkward talking to anyone about that.
That's a weird thing though. We still have that, don't we?
Yeah, but like when I see my partner who's, I don't know if it's a French thing or not, but he and his family, like it's like just, it's a very casual conversation. They talk about everything. There is no lines.
I like that.
And they're
a
so
way.
close. Honestly, there's no lines. And they're just so close, and they're so like, we can talk about anything, because I think with us, if we talk about these things, it's seen as like an offense or disrespect or whatever. Whereas with them, it's like, we love each other. We know we'll always love each other. We can discuss any topic, and we're not going to see it as an attack or an offense. It's just something that we're talking about. So I think that's the biggest difference, which I really like it. I think it's a really
Yeah.
healthy way to have a relationship.
I just want to get high with my mom once.
That would be really cool.
Just get stoned with her and just tell her about everything I did behind her back that she doesn't know about.
Do you think she'll take a
I
chapalata
lied
to
to
you
her
now?
so much. I was so rebellious, but they don't know. They think I was a
bet
good
you-
kid.
I don't think they do.
They think you-
I don't think they think you
Wait,
are
wait,
a
wait.
good kid, Saaniya.
I was relatively, because if they knew
You
what
think
I
they
actually
think
did,
they think you were a good girl.
They put you in a convent school. They no way thought you were a good girl.
Whatever.
they did put me in a convent school, and then I came back, and
A non-convent.
I had my fun. But I did a lot of lying because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to have my fun.
I feel,
Character development.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. In the nunnery.
I feel like as children we think we're really smart, and our parents are just like, yeah, right, whatever.
I know what
We
you're
know you're
doing.
lying,
Yeah.
and they just let it go because they don't want to have the conversation or confront it or whatever.
Conversation would be
Maybe it
hard.
could be possible. But my dad tried to do the whole like, I want to be friends with my daughters.
Aw.
And then we turned 16. We were like, can we have boyfriends? And he was like, no. So then he couldn't be our friend anymore. Yeah, that was the end of our friendship. That was the beginning of his. I'm just her father. He did not like the guys.
Did your dad
I
ever
dated.
know about any of your boyfriends?
He wanted to kill them.
Oh.
My father just became really weird when I started dating men. Then
Well, yeah, of course.
boys. He would just be so angry. I remember once I got a guy over for lunch, and we had a round dining table, and the guy was sitting like across from my dad, and I was sitting next to him. And my dad, like every time he had to talk to like someone, he would just skip over his face, not even look at him, and just only talk from there to there. Just completely ignored him, and I saw it, and I was like, "He's so mean. He's so mean." He only
It's
like
so hard for them, I think, because you're their little girl.
yeah. But then I got older, and he was like, "Where is the marriage?"
Oh, really?
And I was like, "But you hate everyone." And he was like, "Now I might like." And then I dated my ex, who I got married to, and he liked him.
Did you like him?
He loved him.
Oh, so that joke's real.
All the jokes are real. All my jokes, except for my gay dad. I hope my dad doesn't watch my podcast.
I
Except
hope
for the
not.
gay dad jokes are all real.
I've never
Yeah.
heard the gay dad joke.
Gay dad.
I've never heard that one.
Oh, I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
Shocking. It's a
Yeah.
shock.
It's a great one.
It
It's a
shocked
good
me.
joke, yeah.
But I think also because, at least for me growing up, you were told one thing that boys wanted from you. That was
My
it.
dad told me this too.
To, you know. And,
How do you know we didn't want it? Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Not at
so
that
if-
age, but
Well, if that's what you think of boys, and that's what generally boys think, obviously you're going to be like, you're going to hate every guy that comes through and wants
my
to date
dad
your
would be
daughter.
like, I was a boy. I know exactly how they think.
Yep.
And I was like, but this one's different. He was, and he was like, yeah, exactly, narrator. He was not different.
He was not.
They are never different.
Yeah. I like
Raju
it.
wanted the same.
They are all the same.
I still think there needs to be an Indian fetish.
I mean,
I think we need to push for it. No, there isn't. We need a Pornhub category. I'm not
Do
saying
you
I'm
know
going to be on it,
why?
but just
It's because Indian sex talk is not sexy.
the bedroom talk.
That was kind of sexy though.
No, that's not true. Firstly, we invented the Kama Sutra. I love how all of us just take credit for it.
We
Yes.
It was
collectively
us.
Kama
I-
Sutra.
I invented the Kama Sutra. No, I did. I've never even read it. I've seen
I don't
drawings
think-
about
is
it.
it reading or is it just drawing?
It's just pictures, isn't it?
I think I haven't even seen it.
I don't think anyone's
Yeah.
seen. Has anyone ever seen?
But
this
Indians
elusive
invented the Kama Sutra. And by the way, I don't think Indian dirty talk is so bad.
I'm pretty sure at one point in the last,
The way she just looked at me like, I don't think. I was like, wow.
I'm not gonna say anything.
no, I'm pretty sure in the last like 10 years, I saw an article that says actually the Indian accent was voted sexiest accent. I'm gonna find
Nobody
it.
has ever said
Yo,
that
I'm
in the
gonna find
history
it.
of humankind.
1.5 million
Indians,
people
there's-
voting for themselves. That's
Yeah.
what that is.
Indian accent.
Sexiest accent is me. It's
Voted.
me, motherfucker.
It is me.
Sexiest.
You goddamn bloody.
You
fuck
bloody
you,
fuck you,
bloody
fuck
fuck
you.
you. Just. Yeah, I don't think it's us. I don't think we get the best accent award. At least not the sexiest accent. What's
Spanish.
the sexiest accent?
Spanish. Come on, even as a I think I'm a heterosexual. As a heterosexual girl, I think a girl saying shit like "puppy" is sexy. Or I don't know. Do Spanish men talk? I don't know what Spanish man would say.
I like the.
Hola.
I like the Greek accent.
I like the French accent. That's pretty sexy.
Whoppa.
Is that Greek? Whoppa?
Yeah, but you'll smash a plate and then say whoop.
Why do they do that?
I don't know. Apparently it's to
Okay.
keep. Is it to keep bad men away?
Bad men away.
That would be a great funny
To
one.
keep
I
bad
think
men
it's-
away?
To keep bad men away, just keep slashing plates on your wife's back. Like
Just every day, whoosh. That would be cool. Don't break a heart, break a plate.
have a
Okay.
ceramic instead.
Yeah, but what accents do I actually like? I really like, I mean, obviously, I think American accent, we just grew up watching it on television.
Do you
and-
think American accent is sexy? You know what? Texas, like that kind of drawl.
Ooh, the
Like,
southern accent.
When they say like, yes, ma'am. I
Yeah,
remember
Oh my God.
I met
stop.
a dude in, I think
Are
he
you
was,
serious?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh.
it's
Are you
just
kidding?
the way they look at you and they're just so relaxed, like, yes, ma'am. And you're like,
So sexy.
melts.
Okay,
Oh.
all right. Pick up your labias from the floor. Really?
No, the
And like an
American Southern accent.
Alabama?
I think the American like Valley accent or like the LA accent or whatever.
Those are
I don't
sexy.
know.
Well,
no,
actually, I don't know what a
I'm not
men
that into
LA
it.
accent is. We always talk
I
about the
did
girls' one.
date a person from America, and sometimes when he would speak to me, I thought he's putting on a television accent.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
because
is
you
it
grow
like
up
that?
watching the shows and you're like, this can't be real.
Oh,
You know, because you get confused with the
Yeah.
television.
reality.
Because it's
and-
just like, oh my God, like so. And you're like,
can't- I
nobody
can't do
talks like
that.
this in real life. You
It's
know?
a weird thing when you have that accent as well. I think as a woman, automatically I'm like, oh, you're not very smart. I don't know why. It's just a thing. It's because they always, unfortunately, when they portray like,
The Valley
Yeah.
accent. Yeah, it's not in pop culture at least connected
Yeah.
to intelligence.
it's not.
Maybe, perhaps. Kim Kardashian has it.
I've never watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I've never watched it either, but
I
I've
hope
watched
we never will.
reels about it.
Yeah, reels.
Yeah, like TikToks and stuff. But I don't think all American accents that are not Southern are bad. I think it really.
I like accent. I like American accents. I don't
I
find
love
that one
the
sexy.
British accent.
Ah, but what kind
Wait,
of
what
British
kind?
accent?
Oh,
Queen's
I
British?
love the
Queen's
British
British
accent. I love.
That British is not.
Or the innit from
I
Essex.
hate
Love,
that
how
one.
you doing?
No,
that was the worst rendition I've ever heard.
I did go on a
tried.
few dates with someone from Essex,
Nice.
and he would say things like,
innit, love?
"Well, I'd do that for ya, would ya?
Would you like
Can I
me
do
to
it for
that
ya?
For ya,
For
Sonia?
ya?"
Oh my
And
god,
I was just
Sonia.
like, "Sonia."
Sonia, pass me that, yeah?
Yeah, so that was a bit like. I mean, it wasn't terrible,
sexy.
but it was a bit like, this is
There's
not
no
the British
clean up
accent
on
I
aisle
love.
4 for the Essex accent.
What does clean up on aisle 4 mean?
Clean up on aisle 4, like with the
This is
Alabama
very
accent.
dirty.
You guys were your labias.
That's
were
not
on
the
floor.
Alabama
I
accent.
don't know. It's like a southern accent. Isn't Alabama?
I
and
always
South-
imagine a man in like a cowboy hat
in
saying,
my head
"Yes,
that's
ma'am."
Alabama or
Huh?
Houston, Texas, ma'am.
Oh, I like anyone calling me ma'am. Call me ma'am.
That's
I
so
like
weird.
it.
It's
very
something.
sexy.
It's something. Funny enough.
Okay, what would you do if a guy's fetish in the bedroom was to call you auntie?
Ugh.
No, no.
Do you like that? Stop it.
That would be the end of that.
Yeah, it'd be a bit of a killjoy, wouldn't it?
That is.
End
Oh,
of aisle
goodness.
4.
Funny enough,
Okay.
British, Australian, and Irish accents are the top 3 foreign accents people find to be most attractive. Out of the American accents, Southern is the 41% people
mean,
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Again, it's just 1.5 billion of you just sitting there. I'm
No, but-
sorry. I like the Irish. The Irish accent is
I cannot understand a
fucking sexy.
single word that comes out of their
Oh, it's
mouth.
so sexy.
Same with Scottish. No idea what the fuck they're saying.
Scottish is also, by the way,
God,
number 1, 2, 3 is
Scottish
5th.
man and Sonia would be like up to his belly
Scots.
They're
Scot from
not
Scotland.
that tall. Why do you keep saying Scottish men are tall?
They're pretty.
Scottish men are really tall. They're
They're-
Viking descendants, not like the rest of the UK.
They're pretty tall. No,
They're
that wasn't
tall,
enough.
mate.
Really? I
And they're
was
all-
in Glasgow.
Did you see Mel Gibson? I mean, Mel Gibson's not even Scottish, but he played Scottish in Braveheart. He had great calves.
I think for me, I really love the British, like the posh accent.
Queens, well-to-do English boys, yes?
I just like the way they speak. Like, oh, it's cute. I like it. It's very sexy. Although I don't hate Jon Snow's accent.
Northern. Oh.
What, in real life?
Northerner.
Northerner.
I kind of
I
like
don't know
it.
what he sounds like in real life.
I think he's
Jon
Northerner, isn't he?
Snow.
He sounds the same.
What are you saying?
Jon Snow. His
That's
name.
That's all 8 seasons
His
of that.
name was
I
Jon
read-
Snow.
Jon
listen,
Snow.
I went to Manchester and I met Mancunians and I did not hate the accent. I
Is
thought
that
it was
what we
kinda
call
cool. It's
people
kinda
from Manchester?
sexy.
Mancunians?
Mancunian.
They sound like Maine Coons, like the cats.
Mancunians.
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 Coon means bomb in Iranian.
Bomb or bum?
Bomb.
Like explosive?
Bomb.
Oh.
Wow, so they're basically man bombs.
Man bombs.
Man bombians.
Man bombians.
Okay. Well, the more you know.
So what did you think about Mancunians?
I like the accent.
Really? Manchester?
I don't hate the northern accent. Maybe Liverpool is too.
Or Newcastle. I don't understand people from Newcastle. Aren't
Really?
I mean, all northern accents are kind of similar.
No,
Really?
don't say that.
No, Manchester I can understand.
I said it.
You'll be killed.
She said
You'll
what
be
she said.
cancelled on the internet. Be very careful, Z. I mean, so far, when it's just accents, I think I love the American Southern accent and I love the posh British accent. Australia, I think because it's connected to somebody who broke my heart very recently, Australian accent can go fuck itself.
We ain't okay with the down under.
Down under.
No, I like Australian.
Down under.
Australian Kiwi. Like your
No.
accents. You gotta be objective about
Belly
stuff.
So
button.
angry. Are we going to talk about...
Well, we've done the dating, we've done the living together, we've done meeting the family, and the other one is sexual openness.
Sexual openness?
Yeah, I couldn't remember why we put this one here.
Ooh. Do you know what it is?
What?
What?
They do a lot of things like open relationships.
Oh yeah, we're not.
I thought this when I started dating my French partner, and he
They
allowed
are
me to
very
share this.
sexually open.
I think my French man is broken. He only wants to sleep with me.
Aww,
That's cute.
That's loud.
That's cute, but maybe,
but
maybe
you would-
he's just old.
He's just given
Maybe he
up.
just doesn't have
he's
the
part of the
energy
he's
anymore.
part of the millennials. Oh god, I
I've got a
should have gone for the
question.
gen
I've got a
gen
question.
alphas. Oh, that's babies. Never mind.
What's your question?
Is it because stereotypically, the Westerners do stuff more earlier on than the rest of us?
That's so crazy.
Right?
What?
I was dating this guy and he told me that he's lost his virginity, wait for it, at 12.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was playing with.
Okay, my nephew is 12. I was so upset. I got scared about my nephew. You know, I was like, he's a baby. He does not know anything. I hope nothing happens to him.
At
He lost
12.
his virginity at
It doesn't surprise
Were they
me.
European?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, children can get sexually curious at like 9 years old. I read.
Yeah, you will get 5 thappads you talk to a boy.
Oh.
5 slaps. I think also like just the way that they view sex is very different from the way, let's say, Indians in the East, anyone in the East views sex, because for us somehow there's shame attached to the subject.
Shame attached
Talking
to
about it, doing it, being promiscuous.
Yes.
There's a lot of shame attached to it. Whereas in the West, I don't think it's like that at all. In fact, they get sex education.
Yeah. Weird sex education. It
They
was
get
pretty
sex-
horrific.
The teachers are teaching them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
We had a very sexual video. It was very bad.
Did you?
Did you?
In the UK. It was
I didn't
horrible.
have very sexual
It's a
videos.
horrible video.
I don't know. I had my cardigan up to my face for the majority of it, but I was just
Did
very
they
traumatizing.
put a condom on a banana?
Yeah, I got that.
No, we didn't have that. You had that? We didn't have
no,
that.
we used
I thought that was an
bananas.
American thing.
No, we had
No,
it.
we didn't have
Banana.
that.
We didn't have any sexual videos. We had like
showed us
reproductive
a
videos.
sexual
Like
video.
this is a reproductive system. This is what happens. You know how a baby is made. But we didn't have like
Actually, maybe they had that.
porno
Ours
sort
was
of
nothing
videos.
like this. You know what I had? I had in the 7th grade, we had one chapter in biology called the reproductive system, and we waited all year for that chapter because it was
I
we
bet
knew
you
what was
did.
coming. And then our teacher just went in front and just read the whole chapter without a single expression on her face, didn't even pause to breathe, and she kept saying penis instead of penis.
Penis.
And then the penis goes in the vagina, and then it's just like, and then the chromosomes, and there was like one like diagram of a pee
Penis.
of the penis with the scrotum. I called bald scrotum until like well into my late teens. I was like,
Would you
"That's a
like me to
scrotum."
fondle your scrotum?
And because it was a side diagram, I thought the men had only one ball. Was I in for a surprise later?
Oh,
But-
two big surprises, boo.
Lesson many surprises. Also, I thought chromosomes were like invisible in the air, kind of magical particles. Another surprise. So, it's just my life. If it was a movie, listen, it would be very funny because there's been a lot of like, what the fuck's that? Why is that there? What is happening right now?
Does your doctor know?
Yeah, just like, why is this two?
Oh, that's so funny though. The fact that she thought there was one.
Yeah, but they're not the chromosomes.
So what did you think? Did you think there was just 23 chromosomes? Just
No, I thought it's like magic dust particles. That you don't see it. I thought it's like, you know, when you touch someone's skin, some molecules rub off on you.
to be fair, you don't see chromosomes.
Semen. Talking about semen.
Oh,
I thought she made freaking DNA.
yeah,
I know.
that's what I thought. I was
didn't-
like, why
I
is Saaniya being
because
extra
how she
special?
explained it was that when a man, whatever, does stuff, then the chromosomes get into the women's this thing.
When the penis entered the,
The sperm. And I thought sperm basically was magical particles. And obviously it's not. And when you see that without any warning beforehand, because I've never watched porn at that point, and then you're like, what is happening right now? You know? And that's quite a moment, I think, in my just in my life. It was like a very weird. I thought he was dying.
Oh my God, your first time must have been a horror film.
Wait, you didn't know that they
No.
ejaculated?
No.
So one, she didn't know there was two.
No.
And she didn't know that
Nobody
the
told us.
semen would be joining them on shore.
Nobody. Yeah, so it was like a day full of surprises. And by the way, I was pretty old at that point. So I'm not going to say what age, but I was not 12. I'll tell you that.
It was yesterday.
10 years old.
But yeah, so that's the other thing, right? Because also in India, you just go in blind. You just figure it out on the way. Yeah, and then that was our only sex education that we got. But it's so great that in the West, they are actually taught everything. And they taught about
It
STDs.
is good.
I didn't know what STDs were.
Until
I came to Dubai.
They're an imaginary
somebody
So you
told
came to Dubai?
Luckily, I only dated virgins because I only dated Indians, and most Indians at that age were virgins. So, not at 12. So I never got any STDs, luckily.
Yes.
I mean, this is a huge problem in most countries that don't have, of all countries that don't have sex education, right? Because you don't educate people. This leads to lots of issues. STDs,
Many
HIV,
STD,
like people dying.
Babies.
So many
'cause
things.
You don't, if you're shocked by what jizz is.
So Z, you've dated Indian and you've dated
Indian,
non-Indian.
Pakistani, French, South American.
South American. Oh,
I know. I really liked him. He was so passionate, but just
The South American? Which one?
the South American.
The one with the really long neck?
What?
Sure.
If that's what you want to call it.
Yeah,
Was it the really tall one with the really long neck? Okay.
He was
very
pretty
tall.
tall.
He was too tall. He was like 6'7".
I feel like for her, he needs to be
he was-
tall.
6'7"?
What is that in centimeters?
That's too many
dunno.
centimeters.
He was really tall, but he was really like passionate about everything. Like it was really sweet. What else? Oh, British as well. Oh, Irish.
You did Irish?
Yeah, you know.
Do Irish people sexy talk?
Well, actually, does dating count? I know I hooked up.
That's
Do they
not-
sexy talk?
Okay.
It doesn't count, right?
I don't
Do
know
they
if that
sexy
counts.
talk? I don't remember. We were quite drunk.
Got a little bit of a lager in you, did he, lass?
Guinness, a little bit of
Who
Guinness,
have
a little
I-
bit of Guinness.
Ooh, I had a little
Dibble dabble.
with a Welsh person. That was kind of interesting.
What are Welsh people famous
Wales.
for?
They're from Wales. They don't really like England.
Welsh people don't like anyone,
not
but
know
Welsh
that.
people.
Irish
yeah.
people,
anyone?
Scottish people. Usually, if you're not from England, nobody likes
Stereotype,
England.
yeah.
Nobody likes one.
If you're not from
Nobody
England,
likes England.
nobody likes England.
No, I had a
That's
little
true.
dibble dabble with a Welsh person. It was really nice.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good, I'm glad. Did he show you his farm animals?
He did.
Shut up. Shut up.
Shut up!
I always have this issue when I'm dating a man because as we all know, I love makeup.
Yes.
When I'm dating a man, he has a white t-shirt and I'll go hug him. Sometimes my face is on his t-shirt. So because we've seen Arab women wear the most makeup and they look beautiful doing it, but they wear a lot of makeup. Like heavy makeup is the culture here. So what happens when, do they just not hug the Arab men?
I don't think they do. Oh, that's something we didn't touch on. PDA. Because I was going to say, I don't think Arab women and men do a lot of PDA.
No
especially not,
PDA.
like, local.
No.
In India or Eastern cultures, at least,
No PDA.
no PDA is permissible,
I-
especially in front of family.
Yeah.
This was a huge thing between me and Q. When I was like in his family home, he'd come up to me to like give me a smooch, and I'm like, no,
On your face?
on my face, on my lips.
No.
Yes, and
In front of his
his
family.
dad was there, and I was like, yo, what are you doing? It was just no, and he just can't understand it. I'm like, no.
Oh
No.
my god. My ex-husband tried to hold my hand in front of my dad. I was just like, what
Okay,
are you
no, that
doing?
for me is crazy. by
That's
the way.
sick.
I'm his parents.
That's so disrespectful. That's on my father who birthed me. I'm his child.
Wow, you really missed the penis and vagina chapter. My father who
No,
birthed me.
he made me is what what I mean. He didn't birth me. He created me.
Damn you, teacher! Look what you did to her. I love the idea that 30-something years Saaniya thinks a man's gonna carry the baby. It's okay.
No, you know what I mean? Like, he created me. And it's just, in our culture, it's disrespectful to do anything with anybody in front of your parents. And do you know, can I tell you, when I got married, and, you know, my parents knew that I was living with a man. They knew. Ooh. Because I lived with him for 2 years before we got married. 3 years before we got married.
Scandal.
And my parents knew about it, but we just never spoke about it, right? We just never discussed it. It was never spoken about. And when we would go and visit my parents together, he would have to sleep in a separate room, even though my parents knew that we were living together.
Oh, yeah.
And that was just the way it was. And then when I got married and then I went to my parents' house, then I was like, I don't want to stay in the same room as you, because then my parents will know that we're doing stuff. And he was like, but let's just not do stuff. And I was like, but they'll think we're doing stuff. And it was just such a shameful thing for me to think my parents are thinking I'm with a boy in a room.
I completely get it.
So
you know?
even after you were married, you didn't stay in the same room?
I did eventually get used to it, but in the beginning, I didn't like it.
Very strange.
I didn't like
very
it.
strange. Also, so in Middle Eastern fathers have this thing, and it's very terrifying. Like it's so they obviously not anymore, but definitely not for our batch of, let's say, kids. But Middle Eastern men, especially in this region, they don't like their daughters' weddings because they think that that's the night that their daughter is going to become a woman.
Lose her
To
virginity.
get down and
Yes.
dirty.
So, so they tend not to really enjoy the weddings and
get
look.
laid. Yeah, finally. She's
gonna
been
become-
waiting.
She's
Yeah.
gonna find her real daddy.
Okay, so that's why they don't enjoy the wedding.
So apparently, yeah, and this was something that one of our friends from here said. And I was like, that's just, oh god.
Why would they even think about that?
Exactly. Why are you even thinking about that? It's like it's such a horrible thing to think about.
What was it like when your Amit met your
When I
parents?
Yeah, so Roxy's married to an Indian.
Yeah.
And
So when I met his parents, how was
No,
it?
when he met your parents.
But so for my side, it was fine. But when I met his parents, it was a big cultural shock for me because he'd given me a warning of his parents were gonna ask weird questions, but I still wasn't ready. It was
Indians
cultural
don't ask
shock
weird
for you?
questions.
Amit's family do. It was like his dad was interviewing me to get his son to marry me.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
So he asked me, what do I do? How much money do I make? What does my dad do? What
Okay,
does my dad do? It was just very strange. And even though Amit had prepared me, I wasn't ready.
Okay.
I was not
He
prepared.
took your bio data.
He did, yes.
But,
he
like,
did. I did
verbal-
have
This
his
was
Bio
another thing, by
data.
the way, of meeting families. The stereotype is that when you meet an Indian family, they take your horoscope, they take your birth date, they do your
So
charts.
strange. Yeah, they do
And
the
this is
chart.
something that I was upset about because when I met my ex's family, who I was married to, when I met their family, they didn't really ask me.
They didn't
any
ask you for your
intrusive
charts?
questions.
Yeah,
No,
we
they didn't
don't
ask me.
know.
They
They
didn't
didn't ask you for your horoscope?
They didn't even really ask me about what I did.
Really?
Didn't do
No, and I was just like, why don't you want to know stuff about me? And they were like, because I had so many questions.
Yeah.
And they were just like, if you'd like to tell us, you can. And I was like, this is not a way of life.
Damn it, Gloria.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not intrusive at all.
Yeah.
Not just
I
not
really like
intrusive.
it.
They're just not inquisitive. You should be curious
It should
sometimes.
be like a cross between both. There should be a middle ground.
But
The
especially
Middle East.
Oh, my butt is vibrating. 1 second.
especially British people, though. British people are obviously very particular about how much they intrude. They're very
That's true.
they're very they're very reserved, right? They're not going to just going to
Yeah,
ask
they're
you
not
all
the
these personal
warmest.
questions. Yeah, they just I think it's considered impolite
It is.
to inquire
Improper.
about such things.
Yes, yes.
Such thing like me?
I blame Jane Austen.
Yeah,
Should
like
inquire. You should ask me.
they will
anything.
never ask you about your money. That is rude.
Oh, yeah, yeah, 100%. You
I
would
had to
never.
I had to get used to that when I came to this region. They'd be like, "Yeah, how much do you earn?" I'm like, "What? How dare
Who
you?"
would ask that?
Just-
Nobody ever asks that.
I found it's very normal for Arabs to talk about money, and I was like, "No, it's weird."
Yeah. But when me and Amit, I think when we first got married, we're very PDA so we hold hands a lot, we play fight, etc. And his dad didn't like it, and he had a word with him once.
What play fighting?
in front of his parents.
We would just hold hands. The most we would do is hold hands or a little bit of pokey
It's
pokey.
very disrespectful.
No pokey
Rob.
pokey in front of the parents.
I didn't know.
Yes.
I thought it was really cutesy.
There can be no touchy watchy
Yeah, they
in
were
front
like,
of
what
your
will they
in
say?
front of the
Are they quite
parents.
I was like,
conservative?
who was going to say?
No, they're normal.
Who?
Really?
My parents, you know how liberal my parents are.
Would your parents be not okay with that?
Of course not.
Really?
Touchy watchy?
Just pokey wokey, pokey tokey.
No
touchy
pokey
watchy.
wokey touchy watchies. No. I don't even hold hands.
What the hell is your family? I thought her family.
My family, yeah, but it's just the way we look at sex intimacy. It cannot be
But
even
pokey-wokey-
hinted at in front of your parents because it is such a private matter.
Did your dad ask you or like
I've
any
never seen
questions?
my parents kiss.
Actually, yeah,
Ever.
I saw my parents when they were still together. I think I saw them kiss like once.
No way.
Once I
By
saw them
mistake,
kiss.
it must have been.
No.
In
It was
on purpose?
It was outside the kitchen, and there was a glass door, and I think I walked out, and they were hanging out the
Wait,
my
how
mom was
old
hanging
were
out the
you?
laundry. I was very young. I must have been like 12 or something. I don't know. And they were like snoogling, and I was like, oh,
They
yes,
kissed.
I was very scandalized.
But see, like my parents, the most I've seen was once. I think it was my mother's birthday. My dad kissed her cheek,
Oh,
and that was I think it
was
must
it
have been like I must have been a child, maybe like 8 or something. And my dad kissed the cheek, and that was just like a whoa. Get a room, you know. That's like that's. But I've never seen my parents hold hands.
My parents
I've
are
never
so
nothing.
lovey-dovey. Like even now, they're in their 70s.
They're
and
like, "Kusi-wusi?"
So nice
lovey-dovey,
though.
yeah.
are they?
It's strange because like growing up, like my mum was always, I remember the first time, I think I was 11. We were at like the end of school party and all the English mums and my mum and everything were sitting around and all the boys were like, oh, isn't it cute that Roxy and Oliver have a crush on each other? I was 10 or 11, okay? 10 or 11, nothing even happened. It was the last day of school. We never told each other, whatever. And then we got into the car and that was the first time my mum, or ever time, because my mum's like the cutest
Slapped you?
potato ever. No.
Oh, okay.
So I was
She
just like,
didn't
because I
slap
would
you.
have.
Yeah.
She
She
got into
whooped
the
your
car
ass.
and she was like, Roxana, and she full named me. She was
Roxana.
like, yeah.
Ooh.
I got full named. I was
protection.
like, oh God, I'm never going to see my next birthday. And then she was like, we are not like the English. We are not allowed to like boys until we're at least much, much older. And I'm like, what age? I'm asking for future Roxana, sorry. And then she was like 16 at least.
Well, it's not a
That's
bad
not bad.
age.
It wasn't bad,
16's
but it was
okay.
just really
My dad was
funny
like
'cause She was so
25.
worked up. Till what?
He's like, when you're 25, you can date a man.
Oh, daddy.
Oh,
dearest.
daddy dear.
No, but he was joking, I think.
I don't think
Because
so.
I started dating, like, he knew I was gonna anyway. So, he knew I was dating people. He just completely ignored them. Just completely.
What will they say?
No, he didn't care about what other people thought. He
Yeah,
just
what is
hated
this?
boys.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I mean, the poor guy was a man with 2 daughters. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I think I would be
And-
terrified. I would love, if I had kids, I'd love to be their best friend.
I'd love that too. But you know, my thing is, if I have children and I have a partner with obviously who's the father of the children, I'd love to be all PDA in front of them. Not too much.
I was about to say, Saaniya.
Not that much PDA.
Do you want to see how we
but-
made you?
No. Like I think a little bit of affection would be nice to
No, I
normalize
think it is
that.
nice.
And
It
it
is
would be
nice.
difficult for me to do that, but I think I'll rise to the occasion. Maybe he'll rise.
I
to
think
the
he will rise to the occasion.
Okay.
I think normalizing is definitely the way to go.
It is the
When
way
you
to
create
go.
taboos,
Yeah.
it just it makes life so much harder, especially as a girl, because then you're just so
Yeah.
unsure of yourself. You get taken advantage of because you're not sure about what's supposed to happen. And if you think
Yeah.
it'd just be a lot less taboo, I think you would mature a lot faster and you would be a lot more confident in like saying no, for example.
Yes. Yes, that's a
definitely.
very big thing.
Yeah,
for
you
us
kind
girls.
of
We
grow up
think if
thinking,
we
oh,
do
my
something.
boy must like me. Oh, I must do this for him to like me. No, you don't need to do anything.
Yep.
They like you regardless.
Yeah. But also, like, I think, because I grew up in India where PDA is illegal, and then I lived in Dubai where PDA is illegal.
PDA is illegal.
You get arrested.
In India?
PDA is not allowed. You get arrested. Or the mobs will come beat you up or something. It's not good. It's very frowned upon. So there's no PDA allowed in my country or the place that I live in now. So when I dated the whites, and I went to, let's say, England, and he would just try to kiss me in front of people, I'd just be like, what are you doing? You know? And then because you'd be like, what do you mean? I'm just kissing. And I'd be like, in front of people? There's people, they're watching. And you'd be like, nobody cares.
But that was one thing for me as well. I went on a date with my one and only English boy date who I was very much into, but he tried to make out with me on the subway. And we did.
Going
and then
up the
I was
escalator.
like, yeah. And then I
I did that too.
I just thought everybody thought I was a harlot. I was like, that's it. I must leave now.
It's true. You can make out in the UK, but like you shouldn't be like tonguing everyone.
didn't
You know
like
that.
it.
Then
You shouldn't.
not really. It's not seen as it's not seen as polite. But you can do
Really?
kissy and you can be PDA. But if
But
you're
girls do all time. I mean, couples do all sorts of things.
like they do, but if you see a couple in the UK making out and like deep throating type of each other, you think like get a room.
I don't think deep throating means kissing.
Yeah, I know. I knew that. I knew it made a faux pas when I said it.
I was like, what day are we on again?
I was like, wow. Okay. I mean,
Deep
deep throating is definitely impolite.
She was like, I don't
French
think deep
kissing each other.
I don't think it's what you think it is.
Deep throating is very impolite in public. I would say it's definitely frowned
What will
upon.
the people say?
They will frown.
No,
All
they'll
of
say,
their eyebrows will be- Roxy has no boundaries. I'm trying to get okay with it.
Well, not here,
Kissing in
maybe,
public.
because we
Not
don't want
here,
you to get
obviously, 'cause I wanna
deported.
get arrested.
Yeah.
But when I travel or something, if I'm dating somebody, I'm trying to be okay with kissing in public because I want to feel normal.
Yeah,
well.
but just you take it at your own pace. Like if you think that kissing is okay in public, but you don't want to kiss for more than a peck, that's cool too.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever be okay with like,
I'm okay with a peck in public. Yeah,
oh yeah, licking the skills.
unless I'm in
public,
France,
no?
then I'm like, no, I'm in France.
Whatever Saaniya did, I'll never be okay with that. That's for sure. The kitty ears came out.
This is how I make out. I'm going to lose all my followers today.
450 just becomes, or we're gonna go up 450 because now everyone's gonna slow motion that like.
Oh
10
my God, can you
seconds.
imagine? Just like, oh my God.
That and then this one just like deep throat, saying deep throat on like a remix.
And you gagging.
And we got, that's so beautiful. We just
Oh
made
my
a
God,
porno.
I've
We
just-
didn't
Stop
even
giving them
realize.
ideas. Listen.
Yeah.
It's okay. Nobody heard that. I'll probably cut that out. I don't know. We'll see.
Put a
Guys,
little
be very
emoticon.
careful. Be very afraid and be very careful
very
of,
afraid.
of the interwebs.
We love you.
One day this is all gonna bite us in our asses, right?
Oh yeah.
And now we are on to our last section that we have in every single podcast episode. It is called the word of the day. And going first is me. The word is Gyatt.
What?
Gyatt.
G-A-T?
How do you spell it?
Gyatt. The young people are using this word in the West. Gyatt.
Girl got ass.
Do you mean like Generation Alphas?
Is it?
Babies.
Gyatt.
Gyatt.
It's related to S, but
Girl
you
got a
wanna Google
booty.
Gyatt?
Girl got a fat booty
Gyatt.
with a PH.
Yeah.
No.
Close.
Is it?
Close.
Oh my God, I'm just
Wait,
saying it how I feel like it would be said. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
No, you won't even believe the etymology. Gyatt.
Did you just say etymology?
Etymology.
Oh, we are sophisticated. Next time we'll sit at a round
Very
table with a
dignified.
cup of tea. Oh, we should have a cup
Etymology.
of tea.
Gyatt.
Spicy tea. Gyatt.
Gyatt.
When
What's
a
it
male sees a girl with a fat booty.
at? Ooh.
He says Gyatt.
With
Gyatt.
anything.
Damn. It's short for goddamn.
Gyatt?
Here, this is what I found.
Huh.
Gyatt is a slang exclamation of surprise or excitement. It is most commonly used as an exclamation in reaction to seeing a large butt. That is the buttocks. Gyatt is an alteration of the word God in the phrase goddamn, sometimes written as Gyatt damn.
Say your second word. Was that all your word?
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about this one because a story comes with it once you
Okay.
have told me what it means. And I think you guys might know what it means.
Who told
The
you?
word is
That's serious shit now.
simp.
Oh, I think you told us what this
Simp, simp.
means.
With a
Oh
P?
yeah, we know what simp means.
What?
Wait, with a P?
Like if you're a simp,
S-I-M-P.
S-I-M-P.
Oh, isn't this something like
Is it like a wimp?
yeah, like something like dominatrix stuff?
No.
Oh, I thought if you're a
Damn.
simp, you're like. Sorry, I'm gonna say it, you're like a pussy.
Submissive.
Yeah, but like in a men say it to men like, oh, you're demasculating way.
Men say it to other. Do you want to read the
Okay.
description?
Simp.
Men use it on other men online, and that's how I know because other men keep calling men on my comments. In my comments, they keep calling them simp, and I'm like, why are you being an anti-cutie?
Overly desperate for women. Especially.
Yeah.
Do
Especially
you
what?
want me- okay. It means a guy. This is the third definition. It means a guy that is overly desperate for a woman, especially if she's a bad person or has expressed her disinterest in him, which he continues to
cuties.
obsess over.
Oh,
I did not express my disinterest in anyone for anyone in particular.
They're usually just virgins that will accept coochie from anyone regardless of who they are.
This is very rude.
Yeah, that's the
I
third one.
don't think this is a simp. I think the people, at least in my comments, it's just nice, wholesome people leaving nice, positive comments for me, and then other people look at it and just they are filled with rage and hatred, and they
Haters.
just want to be mean. But I must tell you guys a story.
tell us a story.
So I'm on passes. I'm gonna stick that in there. I'm on passes, and if people subscribe on passes to me, a particular subscription, and they DM me, I reply to the DMs on a regular basis. And one of the people on there identified as a simp,
Oh.
like self-identified as a simp, and he very much wanted me to treat him as such in a very out of character way for me. Like,
I remember what you told me. This
like
do it.
he said he wanted to be my pay pig.
Pay pig.
Yeah, in which I treat him very terribly, and I say very mean things to him every day, and he likes it.
What, like you're worthless,
And I
you're a piece of shit?
I financially abuse him.
Financially?
Financially,
like,
he was
pay
like,
me.
abuse me financially, and I was like, this
Oh,
is very
like take
rude.
more money
Why-
from him?
Yeah, and I was like, look, how about we don't do that? And I'm just nice to you, like I am to everybody. And he was like, no, you don't understand. And then he said, basically, he has anxiety in life, and the only way that he gets a release from his anxiety is if I treat him badly.
I don't understand.
I also did not. But then I was like, okay, look, I can try, but it's not going to be sexual. Like, that's my limit is like, I will not do anything sexual, but I can try being mean to you if that helps you release your anxiety. So I was like, plus, I also want to see what this is about. So he was like, okay, I'm going to give you a list of things that you can call me, and you can choose from them. First, he gave me a list of names that I could choose from. Some of them were like master, goddess, princess, queen. And obviously I chose goddess. Because like,
Obviously.
I was like, I'll be goddess. And I was like, sometimes you can call me princess also. I like that. So he was like, okay. Then he gave me a list of names for him, which were not very nice. They were
Like
nothing
what?
like goddess or princess.
Butthole?
No, it was like slave and dog and human ATM and human wallet.
That's all right.
And
Human
like,
ATMs
Not too
are
bad.
no, there were some really bad ones in there. Then I was like, these are really awful. And he was like, no, please call me this. Please, it'll help me so much, Saaniya, if you do this. I was like, okay, I can call you sometimes. I can call you
Hello.
dog. So I said, I'll call you dog, and I can call you simp. If you identify as a simp, you want me to call you a simp, I'll call you a simp.
Oh, so simp
He
was
was
one
like,
of his
thank
words.
you so much. Yeah, simp was one of his words. So I call him dog and simp. And then he was like, thank you, I'm so grateful and stuff. And then he was like, okay. And then it started to like escalate, where he was like, please, can I pay for your dinner? And I was like, you don't need to pay me anything, I'm fine. He's like, but how will I release my anxiety if you don't financially abuse me? So I was like, okay, you know what? You can give me $1. My dinner will be enough for $1. I'm such a nice person. You know
You're
how
telling
many
me.
women would have
I
like
know. I was literally like, you telling me the three of us could be at Le Petit Maison on the simp's money, and Saaniya's instead getting fucking
No, because
karak
I'm not going to take money from someone. Like, that's very rude.
See your
So-
cousin.
Anyway, then it started to get really crazy, where he was like, please, can you tell me to
Given up.
I want you to tell me to get a chastity cage. And I was like, what's that?
You don't know what a chastity cage is?
I googled it. It's
Yo.
a very bad thing,
Oh,
guys.
wait, I don't know what a
It's a
chastity
ve-
cage is. I know what
No,
a
no,
belt is.
it was a cock cage or something like this, and it's like a prison for your penis.
Oh yeah, so it's like a chastity cage.
It's a prison for your
Belt,
It's
sorry,
got
belt.
fucking bars.
Yeah,
and
then you
for the
lock it,
ball,
throw away the
everything
key
is
and all that
stuffed
shit.
inside. It's your penis is just
Both balls or just the
like
one?
inside.
It's everything. It's basically like metal underwear.
Making
Google
fun of her
it.
sex
You wanna see
education.
You see cock
Yeah.
cage? Look, this is
What the fudge is
Belt
that?
for
it's
men.
a cock cage.
That's disgusting.
And then he was like, can you also tell me to do things like drink toilet water And I was like, listen.
Is it like this?
No, it's not this.
Does he want me to send him my toilet
Listen.
water?
What
is that?
See, look, this is it.
Sonia,
Yes.
It's
sort of
okay.
thing.
I have a question for Sonia.
Yes.
How does it? Oh, you can pee.
I spoke to the fans, and the fans want to know that if the fans wanted to purchase your toilet water for $500,000, would you sell it?
Yes. Wait, use
No.
toilet water or
Used pee water
oh
for $500,000, Sonia.
No.
$500,000, dude. You can't do anything with pee. There's no DNA in there.
Giving my pee to people.
And pee is also what's it called? It's also
Clean, sterile.
sterilized.
They can drink it if they want to bear
Please
grills.
don't. I don't want to think of some man drinking my pee. That's very disgusting, guys.
Pretty
I
sure
don't
there's
think
a lot
he'd
of
pee
guys
in
out
it. I
there.
think he'd bathe
Listen,
in it,
you
right?
guys to listen to me about my pay pig.
Okay.
And
Oh,
then
so then what happened?
he kept saying, can I get you pedicure, manicure and all this? And I was like, no, it's okay. And then finally, he kept asking me to call him all these things. And I was like, look, I just can't do all these sexual. This is starting to feel a bit sexual for some reason. Even though it's just me being awful to you.
It is
And I
sexual,
said,
man.
look, I'm so sorry, dog. But I just don't see this, like, I don't think I'm able to do this with you, Simp. And then he unsubscribed to me.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Good.
It's okay.
Please do a bit about that. That's hilarious.
I was thinking of doing a bit about it, you know. I wanted to.
You should end it with, and then the little simp unfollowed me.
And
Little
that's
bitch.
good.
Okay, wait. Can I finish with my hypothetical?
Ooh.
What is it?
If somebody said they would pay you $1 million to eat sushi off your entire bare body,
Do I like somebody? Is he my
it's
partner?
a random
Are we in
person.
love?
It's a random person. No, there's no love involved. It's just raw fish on your bare body.
Is he clean?
What?
What?
You're not eating off his body. He's eating off of
if
your
I'm gonna
body.
engage in any kind of conduct with somebody, I would like them to be clean, no STDs, and generally like well kept. You know, hygienic.
No, it's,
I don't want some
no.
dude. What if he's just some dude?
All right. What if it's a girl?
What if it's a couple? Okay, here we go. Okay, wait, no, I'm digressing too much. Okay, it's a
Yeah, I
couple.
did not.
And
I
they
would
want
$1
to eat off
million
of you.
a woman? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, yes. What if it's a guy?
No.
$1 million,
No,
Sonia.
just
You
eat
can
sushi
take
off
us
your
to
body.
Thailand
No, I'm naked.
for like 20K. Okay,
million
fine. You got your
dollars.
bikini on.
No.
Yes, with bikini.
Listen, if I
With
was
bikini.
to do
Only
these
to eat
things,
and no touching.
I could have $1 million by tomorrow.
I know.
Could.
We could have our next podcast on a beach somewhere, but Sonia's too proper. And I
Rejecting us.
blame
I'm-
penis and vagine.
I'm poor by choice.
That's true, you know.
So difficult.
If she would just bloody take her feet out and let me send some photos to some people. You know,
we
like,
asked
we
for
can
is
be
your
there.
piss water. That's all we want.
My piss
give us your
leave
piss-
my piss alone.
No, it's funny. We could probably just sell random water and say it's Sonia's water and then just get her rich and
Good point.
then
Good point.
be her managers. That's it. All right.
On
Thanks
that
for
note-
coming in, guys.
On that note.
On that note, anyway, that was our podcast for today. Thank you so much for watching this far. If you did, again, it's Z and Roxy and Saaniya from Dubai on a Spicy Babies podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought of the episode and your own experiences in interracial dating. And if you'd like us to Google any words that you think are funny, let us know as well. And very many thanks to Poddster for this incredible studio. And we will see you next time. Bye, cuties.